Hello friends, and welcome to the final Halloween nail art video for this year. We are using a UV green to carve out the bottom of the word boo, and then we're going to go in later and carve out the top with orange to finish off the letters. And we are also going to be using a normal black nail polish, so one that's not UV activated, and we'll go in and fill in the rest of the space around the nails coming up a little bit later. So on my toes, I am just going to be using the colours from the fingers to match the fingers, but without having any letters, because they're not going to really show up all that well on my toes. So we just want to sort of create an accent to the fingernail polish without doing an exact copy. So we are not using UV nail polish, we're just using normal air dry nail polish, and I'm going to be using yellow, more of a pumpkin orange color, and then black for the final one, so it should create quite a nice sort of accent to the fingernails. I bought a dotter tool from H&M, but unfortunately it broke on the first use, so the middle actual part that you're going to be using fell out. So I would not recommend that you buy that, just a heads up. I have another dotter tool from a different company, and that one hasn't broken, so definitely anything but H&M. Focusing back on my fingernails now, we are going in with the orange UV nail polish on the fingers, so we're just filling in the rest of those letters. And then we can go and use the UV lamp. If your colors or letters aren't showing up very well, you can do more than one layer of the UV nail polish. I only had to do one, so it really depends on sort of the strength of the pigment in the nail polish that you have, so you will just have to make that sort of judgment call yourself. On my toes, we're finishing up the last of the orange bits, and then we'll be ready to go in with the black, which will be the base. So I hope you can sort of tell that I'm trying to make it look a little bit like goo, that it's dripping down, and that's also what I've been doing with the letters on my fingers, although it's a little bit difficult because obviously you don't have that much space. And you should definitely focus more on making sure that the letters are recognizable, and you know, if you can make it look a little bit like goo letters, then that's an added bonus, but you really want to make sure that it's obvious what it is on your fingers. Back to my nails, we are ready to use the UV lamp, and now to fill in with the black. So I am using a paintbrush for this because there isn't a lot of room, and you definitely want to be able to go in with your normal nail polish brush. And the dotting tool can be really difficult to use because the nail polish can sort of dry onto the dotting tool while you're using it, which means that you sort of just are pulling half dry nail polish around, and that just doesn't look good. So I bought this really tiny paintbrush, and I've been using that for some of my nail art, and that has worked out really well. So I recommend that you do that as well. You can pick it up, you know, at any craft store or art store, so that should be quite easy to find. And on the toenails, we are finally up to adding the black for the base. As you can see, doing it one-handed is not easy. Just made a mistake there, but we're just going to pretend like that's not a mistake. And that's kind of the difficult thing when I'm doing this one-handed and filming with the other hand. So, you know, I guess I kind of deserve it. Just another little tip in regards to painting onto your skin. There are a couple of different things that you can do when you do that. You can wipe it away with your fingernail, but other people will go in with some nail polish remover and just tidy it up with a brush later on once you've finished the whole thing. Other people use masking tape or even masking liquid and painting that on the skin around the nail so that if you do go out of the lines, you can just peel it off and you're done and ready to go. So I never do the last option. I do sometimes go in with nail polish remover and a brush later on, but a lot of the time I do wipe it away using my fingernail. The only problem with that is that if you're not actually picking it up, you can just sort of smudge it around a wee bit. So, you know, I would recommend trying a few different things to see what works best for you, and that way you can tidy up without it being too big of a deal if you do go outside of your fingernail. So the letters are looking very good, quite clear even from this distance. So as you can see, it does work out really well filling in with a black sort of background that makes it really pop. So you can definitely do this with other nail polish. It doesn't have to be UV nail polish. You just got to make sure that the color is looking very strong and clear, so you might have to do a few layers, but yeah, any nail polish would work really. So thank you guys so much for watching and being here for this scary Halloween nail polish. I have really enjoyed uploading these Halloween videos, and I'm glad that you enjoyed watching them. Hey door!